All right, under the quadratic functions, you had some questions they wanted to know, find the x-intercept. And this is kind of an overlap of, remember earlier, we were finding the zeros. So we were factoring, setting each factor equal to 0 and solving. So the first two are not that bad. So if I look at this one, like I said, I really want it to be like this. Okay, if they want to know the x-intercepts, then y equals 0 at that point. And so I want to know what two numbers multiply to give me 16, right? So 1 times 16 and 2 times 8 and -1 times -16 and -2 times -8. Now, out of those, what will add to give me a positive 10? Well, 2 and 8, right? So plus 2 and plus 8. Now, I set each one of those equal to 0. I get x equals -2 and x equals -8. So that would be where it crosses the x-axis, okay, the x-intercepts. So if you have wrote them as an ordered pair, they'd look like this, okay? Okay. All right, now, just like before, sometimes we have one that I can't factor this way, okay? So you have one of those actually in your little sheet there. And so I thought it would be a good one to use real quick. X squared plus 2x plus 5, okay? There is no way, the only options I have to multiply to give me 5 is 1 times 5 or -1 times -5. If I add either one of those, I get either 6 or -6, not 2, right? So that's when I resort back to that completing the square, okay? See how a lot of this overlaps. So to complete the square, remember again, all I have to do is move that to the other side, okay? So I'd have x squared plus 2x, leave some space, equals -5, okay? Good so far? All I did was move it over because there's nothing in front of x squared except for understood 1. Then I take 2 and I divide it by 2 and square it. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 1 squared is 1. So I add 1 to both sides. If I do it to one side, I have to do it to the other. And then remember, you want it to be something like this. That's -4, by the way. All right, and remember 2 divided by 2 is 1, so that's what I'm putting right here. Okay? I'm going a little fast. If you need to rewatch, please do so. All right. Now this, I'd square root. If I do square root one side, I got to square root the other. So I'd have x plus 1 equals, now remember when it's negative, I have to pull up that little I, okay, imaginary I, and the square root of 4 is 2, and I have to say plus or minus, right? Then I want to subtract 1 to the other side, so x equals, remember real part goes first, -1 plus or minus 2i, okay? So that would tell me that's where my zeros would be. These are what are called imaginary zeros, okay, or complex zeros. In other words, this graph would actually sit above the x-axis. So if you looked at the graph, it would not seem to cross, okay? But with it being x squared, by law, it has to have two solutions, okay? But they're two complex solutions. All right, hope that helps.